Hello! Sorry it has been so long since I've last done a video. Things have been a bit crazy. I have had quite a bit of uni work to do. I've had about 6 assignments due in over the Christmas holiday, so it's been really tough. However, last assignment of the first semester has now been done, over with, so I am taking this opportunity to get properly back into my tea blogging and videoing, and I'm going to take things much more seriously now and do a lot more videos and hopefully vlogging and sort of taking you out and about in Plymouth. So very sorry, and here is a quick video on the difference between teas and loose leaves. I filmed this over the Christmas holidays and then didn't have a chance to edit it and put it up, so it's not in the best quality. I was a little bit stressed, so I hope this is a bit of an insight into the difference between Teabags and Looseleaf, and why Looseleaf is so much better. So I hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome to the first new video in Hannah Ruth Tea for 2017. Really weird saying that. Thought I started a bit of a controversial one for the beginning of the year. Teabags versus Looseleaf. What's the difference? So the first thing you have to think about is actually what kind of tea do you want. If you just want plain standard breakfast tea and you're going to put loads of milk and sugar in it, honestly I think it doesn't matter if you're going to go for Looseleaf or not. However, if you are wanting something a little bit special or just want a bit more flavour from your tea, I do think Looseleaf is worth it. I'll show you a couple of reasons. Number one, so loose leaves are actual leaves, and you can see that in loads of different types of teas. They all come in different sizes. So this is my white Peony King, and you can see that it is actually proper leaves. Or if you have a look at the Earl Grey, so you can see that the leaves actually come from leaves. However, if we go to Teabags, so these are some high street owner. I won't name and shame. However, if we open it up, you can see that it is just dust. Which again, nothing wrong if you're going to put milk and sugar with it and that's it and you're not fussed about it, fine. But if you're actually drinking it for a proper brew, if you want actual nice tea, you're not going to get nice tea from this. And actually this is Earl Grey as well, so if I smell this, honestly, can't get much from it. Not really. Whereas if I smell this, instantly get that hit of bergamot oil, and you can definitely smell that it is loose leaf. So another point to consider is actually traceability. Can you find out where the tea comes from? With loose leaves, most of the time, it's a lot easier to find out where the tea's grown and how it's been processed, as opposed to with tea bags, you can't really tell where it's from. And so that generally, some tea bags, they do have a very good traceability of saying this is Kenyan, this is China, this is a Yunnan green tea, but not always. Loose leaves tend to be the one champion in that and actually saying where the tea comes from. So another thing to think about as well is actually how much do you get per bag. Normally a tea bag will have, and we'll measure it, 2.75 grams. However, so that is 2.4 grams of tea, and that's quite a lot more than what you get in the tea bag. So if we actually do a taste test, put one here, kettle has been boiling, come up. So you can see already that the tea in the tea bag is already colour starting to come out. The loose leaf's taking a little bit longer, but the thing with tea bags, you should be brewing most loose leaf tea, or you should be brewing tea for around 3 minutes, give or take, but I see the average is around 3 minutes for a Western style of brewing. However, the British average for brewing tea bags is 17 seconds. So you really aren't getting those proper flavours from the tea bags. And normally, if you're making it in the office or at home, you're trying to do it really quickly, and people always squeeze the bag, or they put the milk in first because they think that this is going to help speed things along, and actually the proteins within the milk stop tea from, it stops the sort of the leaves from actually brewing fully. So this is going to look slightly reminiscent of last week's video. No, we're not making tea cocktails again. I just realised I only have one glass teacup, so to show you guys best way for the tea, it is going to have to be in the champagne flutes. So that's already looking quite dark. I am going to actually scoop. Leave that to rest on there. Give the loose leaf a little bit longer. But again, it's that there's real difficulty in seeing actually what goes into the tea bags in there. You know, it could be anything. It could say it's a Chinese green tea, and they could literally just be throwing in any old green tea, you know, using not very nice green tea. There's stuff that's not being suited, that's leaves that aren't suitable for loose leaf. They're just breaking down more and putting them into the tea bags. Plus as well, the point with loose leaf is that you actually get a lot more per use. So with a tea bag, you'll only brew it for one time. Whereas with loose leaf, you could get several infusions with it. So you get more tea for the per pound or grams in the loose leaves than you do with the tea bags. So if we look at the tea, I'll try and do it up against here. So this is a little bit lighter, probably I could brew it for a little longer. But if you look at this one, actually it's almost a little cloudy. It doesn't seem as clear or as bright as the loose leaf glass does. So if we try it again, doesn't really smell. Honestly, I don't know if that is actually Earl Grey. No, that is. You don't get it at all in the scent. It just smells like a wishy-washy black tea. I'm getting a little bit of the bergamot. It's sort of slightly lemony, but like hint of it. It's not really full of flavour, just a little bit on the tongue, but not really any particular lasting flavour. Whereas this, you can smell the bergamot. Not too strong, but it's actually quite a nice mild hint. The thing I find a lot of the time with tea bags is they overdo the oil or the sort of the lemoniness that they put into say Earl Greys, and it just smells chemically, whereas this is quite a nice one. So yeah, the flavour now coats your whole tongue, and it's really nice, mild, not too strong, not too chemically, but a really nice and natural bergamot flavour. That's quite nice. Feel quite fancy drinking in a champagne flute, but if you look at it, it's sort of, this one is so much nice and brighter. Are they actually? No, see, you're looking in that, but you can't really tell the difference. But if I get that one out, move the tea bag, if you look at that, it's not, it's a nice bright colour, but it's very cloudy, not at all clear. It's sort of got a murkiness about it. Again, can't smell, even in the pot. Even in the pot I can't smell the bergamot, whereas this one, right, it's a bit cheating because the leaves have been in there a bit longer. But you can smell the lemoniness, and in what you can see of the liquor, that it's nice and clear and bright. It's a lovely golden honey colour. It doesn't look too burnt. There are pyramid bags as well that do have leaves that are sort of more around the size of this Earl Grey. If I'm going out and I can only get, they don't do loose leaf, I will try and get pyramid bag, otherwise I'll be a bit sort of hesitant to drink the tea. But I just think that the loose leaf gives a far superior flavour because it actually has room to infuse. The leaves can actually move around and they're not tightly compact as they are within a tea bag. There's only this amount of space where the tea can actually move around. It's mush essentially, but to me it just looks like sand. There is a higher surface area, which means it does infuse quicker, so I do understand the ease of convenience for transporting tea, so if you're taking it around, for storing tea, and also just for brewing the tea quickly, but it's really not worth it. I'll link to my video that I did before about how to brew loose leaf. It's really not that hard. I mean, I've done it all at the same time. Alright, it takes maybe a minute longer, but the tea is so much more worth it in the end, and I just think it's worth it. So loose leaf for the win. We'll try and hashtag that. And yeah, it'd be great to know what people think. Loose leaf versus tea debate. I understand why people do like tea bags, but for me it's loose leaf all the way. So that is just a quick little tea bags versus loose leaf, just a few of my thoughts. So I hope everyone's having a great week, first week in January, and I will see you all next week with another video, and keep drinking the good tea, and we'll see you soon.